Hello everyone, welcome to Power Hour. Today's topic is SharePoint page new flexible sections. This is just rolling out. I can't wait to try it out. It's very exciting, and today's episode will be a big demo of flexible sections. All right, welcome again. I'm Laura Rogers. This is Joelle Jobson in the window. And we've been doing Power Hour for about 11 years, geared towards business users and power users. You all vote. I send out a newsletter the day before, and you all vote on what you want the topic to be. And you all voted for flexible sections. And again, it's very exciting. You may or may not have it in your tenant yet. Also, we have a lively chat going on, and wherever you're watching this video, there's a link below to request to join. So you're just joining our Power Hour tenant as an external user, and you can just chat with us in Teams. So you just go to Teams. Once we accept, you accept the invite, you go to Teams and you just click where your name is at the top right in Teams. You just switch over to the Power Hour tenant, and then you're in, and then you just chat with us. So let's see. So Joelle, you've been going to Microsoft's got this hackathon going on right now, and it's through March 17th, I believe, and that's next week. And they've been having webinars, kind of all the different categories of the hackathon. And again, you don't have to be a developer to join this, to have an entry in the hackathon. And one of the categories is building beautiful portals, something like that. So that entails not developery. It's just building pretty pages in SharePoint. So I know that you went to that webinar the other day. What do you think about the new flexible sections, and kind of what were some of your takeaways?
I think they are really interesting. Definitely gives a lot more power to those that really want to be creative with like their internet sites, I would say. Um, I think we're kind of like, even though SharePoint has come so far and like, the web parts and the sections and stuff that we have before flexible sections, are really great. They are still, you're still kind of boxed in a lot, right? Like you only have like 3 columns really, and like that's the most you can have. So it's kind of neat to be able to see where we can do images overlaying text and like kind of very easily, and how you can. It even has like the grids like you would see in PowerPoint or whatever, where it like helps you align things, like all of that kind of stuff. I think is really good, and I think anyone who really wants to kind of take their home pages, make them a little more snazzy, I think they'll be able to really do that, which is fun. And the other sessions, and it's what's interesting about the hackathon is you hear hackathon, I think, and you think like developer. I mean, I was a baby developer years ago and went to some things like that, and that's what comes to mind. But what's interesting is like I think all of the sessions up until the one that's going on right now as we speak have been totally power user. Like all the other sessions have been power user, and they have a big power user focus with this hackathon, which I think is kind of cool. And it'll be fun to see. I actually am really excited for the submissions. I think that's coming. That like they're going to show the prize winners or whatever in about a week or so. And I'm really excited to kind of see what people come up with on those different topics. So that'll be cool.
Great, thanks. Yeah, I'm excited about it. So hopefully I encourage a lot of you who are watching right now to join in, and it's yeah, anybody can join. It's really fun, and just kind of get in there, start digging in, and start getting familiar with agents and page editing, and even, of course, developer topics that they're talking about, custom developing web parts. So, all right, so no further ado, I'll go ahead and switch over and start doing a demo. So I made this this new, let's see, I created a new site, and I made it available to you all. Let's see, let me check where it is. I put it in the hub navigation. I'm not sure where it went, but sites/accounting. I just basically created a new, there's not any reason that I created a new one, but I created a new communication site just from scratch, just to show you, so that you could technically follow along if you want, and kind of just, it's easy to understand kind of where I am and how I got to, the pages that I'm on. So this is just it's just using this communication site template called Organization Home. And so that's what I'm starting with. So I'm going to do a couple of things. I'll start with just showing you where you can find flexible sections, and then maybe start from scratch with a brand new page, and then also show you how they have some templates in here that are going to be really fun. And also, flexible sections are just a new section type. They're not, you don't have to create, it's not like a new type of page or anything. So it's just going to work on your pages that you already have in SharePoint. So this isn't any kind of like massive change like the one that we had from classic sites to modern. This is just, it's already there. So if flexible sections have rolled out in your tenant, then you're going to see this just as a type of section that you can add on your pages. So if I go to just an existing page, I'll just the home page here, and I'll edit the page, then you'll notice that when you click anywhere on the page when you're adding a new section, now you have this new type and it just says flexible. So that's where I can just add a new flexible section. And then one thing you'll notice about the flexible section is that you can move it up and down and make it bigger. So I can start off by just kind of clicking on a few things over here just in this toolbox. It is a tad bit buggy. I've noticed where sometimes when you click on an image, it'll have like this sort of gray box here that you can't get to go away. So I have, again, it's brand new, it's rolling out. So I have noticed that there are a couple of little things like that, but I'll show you all the functionality that does work. Here's what I'm going to do. Instead of having this page that's kind of cluttered up with all this stuff already on it, like I mentioned, I'll just create a brand new page. So see if I'll just save and close that one. And so I'll start from just a new page so we can have a big blank canvas and not have to worry about having anything in the way. So I'll go ahead but that was, if you're on an existing page, that was how you can get to the new flexible sections. You just add it as a section. So I'm going to get this top little thing out of the way and just kind of make it plain. I could delete it if I want to. I'll just leave my title here. So test flexible sections. And then here's where I'm adding a new section and it says flexible. So you'll notice in the flexible section, I'll make it a little bigger, that you don't have like the little plus boxes in here to add web parts like you do when you're inside of these other sections. So when you're in here, you can click and add web parts. So you don't have that in the flexible section because what you're doing is you're going over to the web parts over here. You can go to like see all web parts. And then from here, you're clicking the web parts that you want, like button and text and call to action, different web parts. And so this is flexible with, this flexible section is compatible with all these different web parts. So it's, so you don't have to worry about it not working with any particular one. So I'll put an image on here. It's asking me what image that I want. I'll just pick this pretty flower. And then as I add things, so this is, notice this is in my flexible section, I can grab the corner of it and make it really small. Oh, look, it added it down here. It added, this is not in my flexible section. It added it in a different section. Let me see if I can move that. There we go. Now I just dragged it from a regular section to a flexible section. And then I'll go ahead and add another image. Let's see. I'm not sure where it's going to put this one. And then I'll just drag that one to the flexible section too. So when you're on the flexible section, you can kind of rearrange things and move them around on top of each other. And I can keep adding. If I see like these stock images over on the right, I can just click on them and keep adding them to the page. So you notice it's just kind of dropping them everywhere. And as I drag them around, you have this little grid that you can snap to this grid. And I can just drop it on wherever I want. And I can even drop them like on top of other images. Of course, I have to grab this little handle at the top right. So it's only going to move when you grab the handle. And again, this one kind of is being buggy. Now this is a different type of web part. This is a call to action that I added on here. This is some text. Let me go ahead and put some text in this thing. just so that we can have, I got ChatGPT to create some fake text for me there. And so I've got this fake text that I can, again, I have to grab the handle and drag it around. And then it's a little buggy. Like if I want to delete this button, it's a little buggy. It's not like letting me click on it and delete it. So just kind of be patient. I mean, again, it's brand new. It's just rolling out. So as I configure my images and I move them around, I can also, just like you already have with the image web part, you can change the shapes of the images. Oops, let me go get the little shape here, get a circle. And so here's my dog with a circle on it. And then let's make this one look a little interesting with a text overlay. So I'll just type on it. And then let's also make this section interesting by going to the section properties and making it and giving it a dark background. So that, look how slick that looks when I give it a dark background. Now I'm going to go ahead and I want to save this. I want to publish it and make sure that it's not going to be buggy or anything when I publish it. Okay, so now look how interesting. I've got some, it's kind of messy. I've got some things just kind of overlaid on top of each other. But the next thing I want to show you about this is the way that you can layer things and how that works. And again, it's going to be very familiar to you. Just if you're used to using PowerPoint, just like Joelle mentioned, the concept of layering. So I've got, let's put another one, more media. Let's see this cool thing here. Put that too. So I'll have like 3 layers. And I can bring this one in front of the other. Say bring to front. So now you can see this text is sort of in front of this other one and it just overlaps. So then this dog, I can bring, go to my little layers here and bring him to the front. So now, as you can see, they all have layers. I can also select multiple images, and I can select multiple and move those around together, and also be able to group them together. So if you use your control key, so I just used my control key and I clicked on 2 images, and now I can take those images and they're together and I'm moving them around on the page. So that's how, and also when you if you want things to always stay together, you can group them. So I group those 2 images. I'm going to make this one, let's see, this one again, that's the buggy one that doesn't have a toolbar. But this one, I'm going to make it have like a different shape, like a pebble. Sorry about that. And then bring this one in front of this other one. So isn't that interesting? So this little pebble kind of shows overlays on top of this flower. So it's very, very free form. So I have multiple things I can select. Notice that I group these, so when I hover over it, it shows them as both being selected, like they're grouped together. But even when you group them, not only can you move them around together, just like with web parts, you can duplicate that grouping. You can ungroup them. And you can also, you still can edit an individual web part, even if it's grouped together with another one. So if you click it for the first time, it selects the whole group. But then if you click an individual one, then you can still edit the properties of that individual one. So let's see. And another thing, now this is, let me go ahead and republish that. And then let me go to edit it again. And I'm going to scroll down and look at the section templates. Okay, so I just kind of made a very messy one, and I just created a new flexible section and just kind of randomly threw a few things on it and dragged them around. But you have these beautiful section templates that Microsoft has created and implemented here right in this little list of section templates. So from the toolbox, I'm going to see, the toolbox and the web parts and all this. If I scroll down to section templates, this is how I can get to it. So this one looks really cool. I'll go ahead and add that one here. and I just dragged it onto the page. And so it's a really good idea for getting examples of how you can do your layout. So notice when I click on this, it looks like these are already all grouped together. So it's an image, text, and text. So it's like 4 different web parts all grouped together. And so it shows that it's grouped, so I can move this grouping around, but then I could also ungroup it and, adjust. I can go to each one of these images, and then I can change what the image is. So I'll just go to the stock image and I'll just say, I want this cow. And now I've got a cow instead of, so you can just adjust them however you want. Let's go try another one. Let's go look at some more of these flexible sections. Oh, those are really cool. Look at this sales report. So I click on sales report, and now again, it's just, I'm not very creative. I always say this, I'm not very creative. So it really helps to have these examples from Microsoft, and I can at least take the examples and either just get inspired by them or just take them and tweak them and change them, make them however I'd like. So I could say like ungroup this and then take this text and move it a little bit over here. I moved it to a different part of the page. So you get the idea. So let me see. I've got a lot of comments in here. This is going to be it's a pretty short demo because it's not, there's not a ton to it. It's just more of like a new concept that we have on SharePoint pages. So I'm going to look at what you all have to say about this. Let's see. Joelle, have you noticed anything profound in here that they're asking? Let's see.
I think Lisa was asking about the resizing, which I know that there's been some conversation about the what do you call it? Gosh, the word just slipped out of my head. You know what I mean? When it's like different devices, different sizes, that there are words.
Resizing like images like this?
No, like the window. Responsive.
Oh,
there it
responsive.
is. How responsive? Which I think there's been some conversation that there might be a little bit of work that needs to be done for mobile.
Oh, I haven't tried it on mobile. Okay.
I heard something. I heard a comment about that somewhere.
Okay. Let's see. So, oh, Colleen said she got to meet the man behind the flexible sections the other day. That's fun. Gov tenant. Yeah, it might be a little longer before the Gov tenants get it. A little gotcha. Yeah, Joelle, you have to select the web parts from the right side. Yeah, it is kind of, that's kind of a little weird thing about it. Yeah, Amanda says having trouble with the image web part sticking. Yeah, I've noticed a couple of mine do that, and I pretty much just deleted the whole section and started over. But yeah, you're right. It's just really early release bugs. And again, a lot of this is, we keep mentioning PowerPoint. If you're used to PowerPoint and used to like having this grid and having the concept of layers, then this is going to be very familiar to you. So yeah, that's so cool. I can't believe how far SharePoint has come in the 20 years, right, Joelle? Let's see. Can you overlay a text web part on top of an image web part? Yep. So I'll take this text and I'll just put it there, and I have to put it on top there. Now, if you want text to be on an image web part, what you might want to do would be to use that that overlay text like I did a second ago. Let me see.
Yeah, I think because the overlay, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but you can't hear me. Never mind.
Oh, text overlay is disabled on that one. So yeah, you can either take a text web part or you can overlay text, and the overlay text is usually right here. So I think it's just got it disabled on a few of these, maybe because of the size or the shape or something like that. But you saw me do it here. Here's the text overlay. So you could do both. Put a text web part over it, or do this text overlay little setting that's built into an image. Lisa says, ooh, I'm going to be dangerous with this. That's fun. She said, I'm thinking you could add a shape as an image and layer them to get that add a shape capability. Yeah. Republish it and change the window size. Okay, let's try that. It's a good experiment, Lisa. Okay, so it takes these, and this is pretty narrow, and it just kind of puts them going down the page. So the web parts aren't really layered on top of each other anymore. Let me also have it zoomed in a little bit too. So it does some adjustments for responsiveness, but yeah, I can see how that is, it doesn't really have the layering on top of each other quite yet with the responsiveness. I'm looking for any other questions. Oh, sorry. Overlaying the text on the image probably won't be responsive. Yeah, overlaying, yeah, anything that you do where you put layers on top of each other, it looks like are not going to be responsive, right? Cool. Yeah, that's about it. It's really just a matter of getting used to it and just kind of remembering to add, use the flexible section concept, and just kind of instead of adding the regular sections like you're used to, and just get familiar with it and get used to just having this completely just a blank canvas that you can play around with and try different creative. It's a very, very creative concept here. I love, my favorite is to put like do a dark background like that and then have like the white text on the dark background, and automatically notice that SharePoint does this too automatically. If I have a dark background, this text web part is white, but if I change it to a light background, it just automatically changes this text to dark. Eric says, would they be responsive in a group? It looks like not, because like these are grouped together right here, and like the dog and this little slinky. And then let me change my window size. See, it just puts it one below the other one. They're just going down the page now. So yeah. All right. Well, that was a quick one. Thanks everybody for coming. Let's see, let me go to our hour schedule. Oops, sorry. Whenever you want to know when the next power hour is going to be, check our schedule of events here. It looks like the next one is going to be a week from now, March 19th. And I've also got some conferences coming up that I'll be speaking at in person. So those are also listed here. And thanks everybody for coming. I've got coupon codes too. If you register, it's got my coupon codes built into these buttons to get like $150 off. So you all go ahead and register for the hackathon and try it out and enter and let us know kind of what give us some feedback of what you're trying out and what your entry is and what you're doing. And I can't wait to see all of you participating in this and kind of joining into that SharePoint community. We have such a fun community. So hopefully I'll meet you all in person at some conferences, and thanks everybody for coming. Thanks, Joelle.